Hey everyone, just so you know, the following video is a clip from a show I actually do on AFTV. The full link for the video is in the description below. Thank you for your continued support, really appreciate it.
So here's the 11 I've got on the pitch at the start of the game. And of course, Tomiyasu, I'm not going to go into it because I've ranted about it 4 times already on AFTV. Tomiyasu gets what I think is a really unjustified red card. So off he goes.
Yeah, can I just say one thing before you go on? The guy who actually went down and Ayew shouldn't have been on the pitch.
Yeah, I know.
A few minutes before, he did exactly the same to Bukayo Saka. He was on a yellow. Yeah. So Coote, who's very much a home referee, I have to say, should have sent off Ayew, technically. If you know, so Ayew stays on the pitch, and that's the irony of it, isn't it, James? The fact that he's still on the pitch, and that's a very light tug on his shirt. It is technically a foul, and he goes over and gets him sent off. But let's make no mistake, Ayew was very lucky to still be on the pitch.
I agree. So you see Tomiyasu coming off here, and you're left with a 3-3-3. Now, of course, Arteta's got to do something about it. Now, we've seen this before. I remember specifically where it worked, for example, away at Anfield, go down to 10 men, a Granit Xhaka red card. He went for a 5-3-1 system. So how does he achieve that in this game? Well, Gabriel comes on and Martinelli comes off, and I don't think people were too happy about that at first. I think people were thinking, Martinelli, surely he's the one that offers you something going the other way. But I don't think Martinelli was at it. I think he just looked at who's in form in this game, and I don't mind that. So Martinelli comes off, and you're left with a 4-3-2. He then shifts that back 4 across, and Bukayo Saka comes out to left wing back, and I thought he did very well there. He had a lot of defending to do, and he tried to drive us up the pitch. He won fouls, he did well. That leaves Havertz and Odegaard very tight next to Rice, and Nketiah is in there too. Now actually Arsenal was still very defensive and really struggled to, I know you're down to 10 men, really struggled to get any control over that. They were defending their penalty box brilliantly.
Struggling to get out, weren't we?
Really were. So he then makes another few changes where we see Kivior, Zinchenko, Jorginho coming on, and I believe it's Nketiah, Odegaard and Saka coming off, 3 attacking players. And he then readdresses the balance. He shifts the whole back 4 across. White goes to right back. Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior's your back 3 there. Zinchenko at left back. Partey, Jorginho, Rice as the midfield 3, and then Kai Havertz leading the line. So Rice has gone from a 6, a 8 with an inverted fullback playing as a 6, to then playing as an 8, having to get forward to support Havertz. Havertz has played an 8, now gone up front. Everyone's having to readdress how they're setting up, but they really took to this system really well. And you had a really interesting bit of insight on how the Arsenal players that came on actually had a real impact.
Well, first of all, when he went to the back 5, we went 5-3-1. But the one thing we lacked, 2 things. One, we couldn't play out, and also we lost control. Palace were now starting to pin balls into our final third. They were starting to sort of like create situations where if one thing fell their way, they could potentially equalise. So what he wanted was, he wanted more control. Jorginho come on and offered that. He completed 10 out of 10 of his passes. The other 3 subs he brought on, Kivior, Zinchenko and Gabriel, all completed 100% of their passes, which gave the team not only defensive stability in defending those aerial bombardments that they were thrown into the box, but also gave us control when we had the ball. There was a 2-3 minute period as we went towards the 7 minutes added on where we kept the ball for 2 or 3 minutes. We were knocking it around, which we weren't doing the previous 10. So last week we criticised Mikel Arteta for leaving it too late for his subs and maybe getting the subs wrong maybe. This week he got the subs absolutely right twice. First of all, he made the right change, took Martinelli off, who was struggling, and strengthened the back line, brought on Gabriel, who we were surprised wasn't playing from the start. That's another story, of course. But then he made the right subs across the back line, and also Jorginho, his influence, and he's brilliant at this, Jorginho, the way he just keeps the ball. And all of a sudden the team started knocking it around again, and then all of a sudden Palace lost a little bit of heart and we took the pressure off. It was really good the way we did that.
I agree. I loved it. When you sent me that stat of the 4 substitutes we've got here, Jorginho, Zinchenko, Kivior, Gabriel, all completing 100% of their passes, I thought, I mean, talk about doing what the boss asks. And you come on and keep possession and keep us moving. And I love that. You know, it's such a great stat. They all came in and they kept the ball when they had it. And that did give Arsenal a little bit of respite and allowed them to settle in and actually get through what could have been a really nervy last 15-20 really well. And I wanted to back that up. The minute you said that, I thought, I need to look a little bit deeper here. And I've got these numbers just to sort of support the impact the subs had. From minute 67 to 78, Arsenal completed 9 passes, none of them in the attacking third. only had 1 take on and 0 shots. Now in the next 79, from minute 79 to 97, sure it's a longer span, but look at this massive jump from 9 passes before to 53 passes in those, just under 20 minutes. Attacking third passes from 0 to 16, take-ons from 1 to 5, and still no shot, but far more accomplished in possession. They had the absolute desired impact. By the way, why am I going for those minutes? Minute 79 was when Jorginho came on. We then saw Kivior, and then we saw Zinchenko. Arteta managed his use of subs perfectly.
We defended really well. Just had the one slightly dicey moment where Eze went through, tangle of legs. Palace thought that they should have had a penalty. They appealed for a penalty. That was the one dicey moment. I didn't think it was a pen, but obviously it wasn't given.
Yeah,
but apart from that, I thought that the whole back line and Ramsdale defended as a unit. And I loved that solidarity at the end there where they were all high-fiving. They really enjoyed that. I mean, it's a proper performance when, you love to win and score lots of goals, but when the whole team have contributed, you've got your goal, you've gone away from home, difficult place, you've won, and the defence have kept a clean sheet and they've worked for it. Every player come off that pitch on Monday night really pleased, I'm sure, with their performance.
I think it's a big morale booster.
Yeah.